Hey guys, this is Shayda. In today's video, we're going to be continuing with our printmaking tutorials to carve this cute love stamp that you can use for all your holiday gift wrapping. So I'll start by running through our supply list. You're going to need gift tags, and you can pick those up at any craft or stationery store, but if you'd like to, you can also make them yourself, and if you want, you can watch my video on holiday gift wrapping. I give you some DIY options. And then you'll need this material here. This is a stamp carving material called Speedy Cut by Speedball Arts, and it's a special material because you can cut it with a cookie cutter, so I'll link that in the description. And then that's exactly what you'll need, a round cookie cutter to help you cut through that block printing or stamp carving material. You'll need tracing paper and a pencil as well as a carving tool. And then you're going to need some block printing ink as well as a glass plate and a soft rubber brayer. And if you need more info about all of that printing stuff, you can watch my video on printing. I'll link that in the description as well. So that was the supplies. Now let's move on to the design portion of this craft. So you're going to take that Speedy Cut material and your cookie cutter, and you're just going to cut right through this material. This is the only stamp carving material I've found that cuts with a cookie cutter, and it does so quite easily. You will get some flaking and you just want to brush that away. It's a little bit messy, but otherwise you get this perfectly round stamp, which is really nice. You could also use a heart-shaped cookie cutter. And once you've got that perfect little round, you're going to trace it onto your tracing paper, and that will become your template for the stamp. And then you're going to write the word love on there. Just use a nice, simple, pared down print. And just make sure that all your letters are the same height and that they're even. That's something you're really going to notice when the stamp prints, when you print it. So a good trick is to use a ruler or even just freehand a few height lines. So that's what I'm doing here. And just make sure all those letters are even and symmetrical. And then this is sort of optional, but I like to just go over them with a pen. It helps me sort of finalize the design. And once you've done that, you're going to go back in and really give them a nice coating of graphite. So put a lot of pencil on there, and that's going to help you transfer it. Then you're going to cut out this little circle so that it's the exact same size as your carving block. And once you've got that done, it's time to transfer the image. So you're going to lay it upside down onto your carving block, and you're just going to go over it with a nice sharp pencil, and that'll transfer that graphite that you laid down on the other side onto the block. And now it's time to carve our stamp. So you can see this craft comes together really quickly. You're going to want a number 1 or 2 carving blade. So those Speedball tools come with 5 different blades. Number 1 and 2 are the smallest. I like the number 2 blade. That's sort of my Goldilocks. It's not too big and not too small. And I just go in with my number 2 blade and I make these nice smooth cuts. You can move the block with the blade sort of to do these rounder areas. And just find what works for you. Go slowly and carefully, but this is not difficult. And if you're a beginner, you might choose to practice on some scrap printing material, but I think you will find it comes together quite easily if you use the 1 and 2 blade and you go carefully and slowly. Once that's done, it's time to print. So you'll prepare your inking or printing plate, and then you're just going to roll that brayer over the stamp, and we'll do a test print here on some scrap craft paper. Just place it down firmly. You can pat it a little bit, make sure the stamp doesn't move, and then peel it off of there and you get a lovely print. I'll show you that again. It comes together really nicely. You can usually get 2 prints out of the one inking. They don't have to be perfect. And again, if you need more info about how to do the inking plate, how to use the rubber brayer, go back and watch my other videos on printing. I have lots, and in those videos I go into a lot more detail, and those will all be linked in the description below. Well, now I'm just going to go through and print a whole bunch of these tags so that when I actually finish making all my Christmas gifts, I can get to wrapping. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you Friday with a new tutorial.